Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. It's me, Simmenycricket, and today I have the first of a new speed build series I'm doing. I'm calling it the EA Makeover series because, well, that's exactly what I'm doing. We all know the houses that come with the games aren't exactly brilliant, so I'm just giving them a bit of a revamp. I've actually already done a couple and they are available on the gallery. I've done the Pancakes house, which is where Bob and Eliza Pancakes live, and you can actually glimpse a little bit of it in this video because it's right next door to this house that I'm doing right now. I really liked how that house turned out, it looks really nice. And I've also done the BFF household, which I also really enjoyed. It turned out pretty cool. So yeah, like I said, they are available on the gallery, and my gallery ID is Simmenycricket. You should definitely go check them out. I have I don't know why I did that. I have no speed builds of them, unfortunately, because I did do them before I decided to make my own YouTube channel. So, but I mean, there are pictures of them on my Tumblr. Because like I said in my last video, I've posted on there for like years now, since like the Sims 3 days, so there's tons of pictures on there. And that is simmenycricket.tumblr.com. Yeah, so that's pretty cool. I suppose I should talk a little bit about the house that I'm doing right now. It is the Rinde Rose, and I took the rose part of the name a little bit too literally, because it is very pink. Very pink, but it's pretty cool. I quite like how it turned out, and which is quite unusual because I'm not really a pink kind of girl. So yeah, it turned out pretty nice. It's a 1 bedroom, 1 bathroom house, and it has a little like study paint room thing. It's tiny, and it has a little tiny back garden. Because it's just a 20 by 15 lot, so it's not a lot of room really. And I keep saying and I am very sorry about that. Just happens. I don't mean to. There we go again. And I watched my last video back, and I've decided I think I have a bit of a speech impediment because I can't seem to say gallery properly without like really thinking about it. Because when I just say it in a sentence, it sounds really weird. It sounds like I don't really pronounce my R's properly. So yeah, I don't know what that's about. I was talking to my partner about it, and he was like, "Oh, maybe it's just because you're on painkillers at the moment." Because I've been put on some very, very strong painkillers because turns out I need some physiotherapy for my back and my hip, which I've been having problems with for quite a while now. So yeah, that sucks. But at least hopefully we'll get somewhere with that. Because I mean, I am pretty much living in constant pain with it, and it's not very fun. Yeah, so I'm just adding in the windows right now. Like I said, I did filter for all the pink things, because I just it just took me. The fancy to make everything pink it took me, and I went with it, and it turned out pretty cute. I have to admit, like a specific sim would have to live here, really, like a really quite girly sim, I think. Be that male or female, depends. Doesn't matter. Boys can like pink too. I actually really liked the landscaping on this one because it has a nice little cottage kind of feel to it. It's very sweet. Very sweet. Almost too sweet. I can hear my little girl crying. Don't worry, her dad's with her. I think she's just hungry. He's going to feed her. Do not worry, I'm not ignoring my crying child. I haven't just left her by herself. She's 1 next month. Why? I don't like it. She's growing up too fast. Well, yeah, I just changed the layout a bit. I still struggle with layouts. I said this in my last video, and I've always struggled with layouts. I am just not very good at them, unfortunately. I am trying to get better, but I kind of get stuck into this kind of thing where I just kind of build the house and then just make the rooms all like boxes on like around the edge of the house, if that makes sense. And then there's just like big empty nothingness in the middle, and I'm just like, what do I do with this? So I do try and like attempt to make them a bit more interesting. Whether or not I succeed is entirely another matter. So yeah, I don't know what's happened here. Why have I paused? Lord knows. Lord knows, I was probably just texting someone. Yeah, here we are. I am back. Yeah, he's the landscaping now. It really annoys me that the vines don't go all the way to the bottom, you know, when the house is on a foundation. I did cover it up with some hedges, so it did end up looking okay. But it's just, why? It should be able to. And it frustrates me that it doesn't. And those hedges I use an awful lot, as you can see. I'm pretty sure they're the same ones. No, they're slightly different ones in the Pancakes house just next door. But I did use him in my last speed build for the shipping container house, and I have actually used it in the next one that I filmed, which is a house that my sister requested me build, which is quite a big house, and it's a modern house, so it's a bit different to my norm. I actually I really liked it, so I'm quite excited to upload that one for you, but it'll probably, be in 2 parts because it's quite a lengthy video. It took me quite a while. It took me most of today, like on and off, whilst I've had chance, whilst my daughter's been napping, and obviously once her father came home I got a bit more of a chance to do it. And then in between doing household chores and all that good stuff. God, I hate doing that, don't you? I hate mopping. I mopped the kitchen floor today and I absolutely hate doing that. Yay. What, you know, adult things. It sucks. I wish we could just, like, click our fingers and it be done, but never mind. Can't do that, I suppose. Just gotta get on with it. Excuse me, my voice is going a bit croaky, I don't know why. Just bear with me one moment. There we go. I think I need a drink. It's been really, really sunny here in the UK these past few days, and oh, it's lovely. Absolutely lovely, but it was quite muggy yesterday, I think. I was kind of expecting a storm last night, but then it didn't seem to be one. Maybe I just slept through it. I'm just adding the lighting right now. I don't really add a lot of lighting outside, but I probably should. I do find when I play The Sims, my Sims just stay inside most of the time, which is quite like me. I am more of an indoors kind of person, I have to admit. Like, I mean, next week my partner is off, so we're going to try and get our garden done, because it is like a jungle at the moment, because we've had some really sunny days, but then we've also had some really rainy days. So, like, the grass has just shot up. It's just crazy. Honestly, it's just, you can barely wade through it at the moment. So, yeah, we need to get out there and sort that out so we can go play outside with my little one when it's nice and sunny. I really like the little deck area. It looks really sweet. And I'm moving into the interior now. And like I said, it is going to be rather pink. Just lighting it up. I do love those lights. I said it last time and I'm going to say it again. I do love those lights. And here we are with this pink. I've never used that wallpaper before. I have used this little seat before, and I do like it. I like the pink and the blue together. There's also blue in this house. It's not all just pink. I did break it up with some blue and some white, but it is still rather feminine and girly. Not to say a guy couldn't live in this house. If a guy wants to live in this house, then he is welcome to do so. Yeah, so just adding in some nice little decor. Or is it decor? I don't know if I pronounce that properly. Probably don't. I pronounce a lot of things incorrectly, and my partner laughs at me a lot. We were talking about, we watched this TV show called Andromeda, and I remember reading Harry Potter, and obviously, like, Tonks' mother is called Andromeda, and I remember, is it Andromeda? I'm second guessing myself now. I'm talking like there's 2 of me. I must be Gollum. Precious. And I remember pronouncing it Andromeda, because I never knew how it's pronounced. You know, sometimes you just read something, and you've never actually heard it said aloud before, so you just kind of, like, sound it out in your head, but it just turns out it's completely wrong. Yeah, I did that all the time. I remember when I first read Harry Potter, and I completely couldn't say Hermione's name. Like, I just couldn't. So I just kind of skip over her name all the time in the book until the films came out, and I was like, oh, that's how you say it. Okay then. Which is quite funny actually, because I did end up calling my daughter Hermione, so yeah, I'll tell her in the future that Mummy never used to be able to pronounce your name. Never mind. And actually, a lot of people do struggle with it all the time. I'm like, everyone's like, oh, what's her name? And I'm like, oh, it's Hermione. And they're like, oh, that's unusual. And they try and pronounce it back to me, and it sounds like they're saying Hermione. And I'm like, how are you getting that from Hermione? I don't get it, but never mind. I mean, I couldn't say it when I was younger, so don't judge, don't judge. Anyway, yep, going on to the kitchen. I was going to try a different wallpaper for the kitchen, but then I thought, because it's all quite open, because I used the, what are those called? The post things. Column, and some trim at the top instead of a wall. So I thought it might look quite weird if it's just suddenly goes from like that kind of wallpaper to, I don't know, I just thought it would look quite odd. Yeah, so I'm just trying to figure out which table I want to use, and then I was trying to, yeah, just figure out the chairs. And then I was like, it's all a bit closed in here, so I had to move the table. But it turns out it looks quite nice in the end. I do quite like it. I personally wouldn't live in a house like this because it is a lot of pink. Like I said, I'm not a pink person. Yeah, I really do wish we had more options for wall art. Because sometimes you're making a house and so a lot of the stuff doesn't fit in with certain styles. So it's just like, well, what am I going to do with that? Like, I've got a big empty wall space here. What am I going to put here? So a lot of the time in my house is like, things get repeated just because there's not a lot of options. But it does turn out quite nice still. I do actually quite like this kitchen. Even though I personally wouldn't choose it. Kitchen sink, throwing it all in there. Adding it all in. It does look quite nice in the end. I know I've already said that, but I do actually quite like this. Brightening it up. I do find a cool little trick is to put some wall lights behind the cabinets just to brighten them up, because I always find them quite dim. I don't know why it does that. Something about the Sims 4 lighting system is a bit off. And I wish, like when you build outside and you like do a cool little, I did it in this one, and then you put, wow, Kim, that is not doing, I'm not explaining that very well. Nice little like, what are they called? The trellis at the top, yeah, that's it. And you get really nice shadows through that onto the ground. I wish the shadows would come in through the windows onto the ground. It would look really nice, but it doesn't. And I do think in the Sims 4 Dine Out pack that is coming out, in one of the scenes that they have, it does look like it is on the floor, like a shadow on the floor from the window. So I do hope they're going to update the lighting system, because that'll look really pretty and a bit more realistic. I mean, there's only so much realism you can have. I mean, The Sims 4 does look like a Pixar film, which I really enjoy. I'm not really for the realism. I was quite a bit in The Sims 2 and to an extent in The Sims 4, Sims 3. But I find, with custom content, I find the hair, like the alpha hair it's called, it doesn't look right. Like, uber realism in Sims 4 just looks off because the surroundings are all so cartoony that it doesn't sit right with me. Yeah, so that's my opinion anyway. Like, if you have your own opinion, that's fine. If you like it, go for it. No big deal. Excuse me, got a hiccup. So yeah, adding in the bedroom, I went for a blue wall in this one. Just not to overwhelm everyone with pink, but then obviously it has pink bedding and it does have some pink curtains. And here I am again struggling. I don't feel like that artwork there kind of fits with the house, but I mean, it kind of does because it's got the pinks and the blues, but I think it's a tad too modern for what I wanted. I wanted something a bit more quaint and kitschy kind of looking, but never mind. I mean, it works. Kind of. I add a lot of plants into my house just because it's just an easy way to clutter up the place, you know, and it looks nice. Looks fresh. Gotta have a plant in your house anyway, I say, as I don't have any in my house, but never mind. I keep meaning to get some, but I keep forgetting. I need to make a trip to IKEA, but I mean, convincing my partner to do so is like pulling teeth. So, I mean, maybe I'll eventually convince him. I mean, we do need to do our garden up, so I might convince him. Friday's payday for us, so I might be like, John, please will you take me to IKEA? Maybe he will, maybe he won't. We'll see. Yeah, he's a little tiny study. I mean, it is small. I mean, I think maybe that stripy wallpaper is probably a bit too overpowering for it, but I mean, if you want to change it, you can do. And here we are, bit of blue added in. Like I said, the colour scheme for this house is red, white, pink. No, red? Where am I getting red from? White, pink and blue. And I pretty much stuck to that. Just, it made it a lot easier. I mean, I built this house in like an hour. So, yeah, it didn't take long. I mean, it's quite long really for such a small house, but considering the foundation and everything was there, probably quite a long time. I didn't think it would take me that long actually, but when I looked back on the time, it did take me quite a while. And just adding in a little plant pot there, a bit of a yoga mat, and I think I'm just going to add in a few more plants, and then that'll be it really. Oh yeah, a little barbecue and a few wall plants go there, and then we'll be coming to the pictures very soon. Here we go. Yep, just saving it, and it will be available on the Sims 4 gallery as always, under my ID name, which is Simmenycricket. Like everything is, it's always Simmenycricket. And yeah, it will be available on the Sims 4 gallery, and I hope you enjoy. And here we are, just about heading to the pictures. Here we are from the front view of the house. And the porch, I like this picture, it just looks so pretty. Imagine just sitting on there reading a book. And here we are in the front room. And another view into the kitchen and dining area. And another view of the kitchen. And I think another view of the kitchen. I must have really liked taking pictures of this area. Never mind. A really wonky view of the bathroom. It was quite difficult to get a picture of the bathroom actually. And the bedroom. And then there'll be another one. Yep. I found it quite difficult to get a picture of the bedroom as well actually. Yeah, I always find it difficult to get pictures of the small rooms in houses. So yeah, it's quite difficult. And here we are in the garden. I like the little lanterns on the fence there. It looks really cute. I wish it just automatically like went to those, but no, use the 9 keys, it's fine. And just another little view of the back of the house and another view from the front. Okay, thank you very much. Hope you enjoy. Make sure to subscribe. Thank you. Bye.